All right, gentlemen, let's move straight to our final conversation, where the need to restore responsibility and accountability in governance is essential for the economic and fiscal health of Nigeria. The integrity of former governor of Delta State, Ifeanyi Okowa, is under scrutiny as operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, arrested him over alleged diversion of 1.3 trillion naira. The figure relates to the 13% derivation fund from the Federation account between 2015 and 2023. According to the Commission, Okowa, who was at the EFCC office in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, where he was subsequently detained by officials, is also accused of failing to account for the funds, as well as another 40 billion naira he allegedly claimed was used to acquire shares in a company. EFCC spokesperson Dele Oyewale confirmed the arrest but declined further comment on the matter. Now, let me start with you here. Former governor of Nigeria's oil-rich state, Delta State, Ifeanyi Okowa, has now been arrested and detained. Looking at this whole thing, tell us more about this.
Well, you see, in all honesty, I've ceased to be excited by EFCC
arresting.
Because you arrest, you give us figures, 1.3 trillion. I don't know how much was allocated to the state in the 8 years Okowa was governor, but 1.3 trillion, not billion, is big money. And the reason why I fail to be excited is that we have had cases like this. What has happened to them? Obiano, former governor of Rivers, Anambra State, the case is still there. Nothing has been heard about him. Okorocha, nothing has been heard about him.
Usually after the arguments, we don't hear.
So what is the excitement? I thought when the current chairman came on board, was going to do something differently. Look, we are not saying they should not do their job. FBI, the counterpart of our own EFCC, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, they don't do things like this. When Hush Puppy was going to be arrested, they finished all the investigation before they made announcement of this. So why should we just call a press conference or issue a press list, we have arrested Governor this, we have arrested...
So the issue of watertight cases...
To me, I'm totally unexcited about this, because I've lived in Nigeria for over 60 years, and at this age, I seem to be excited by this, because in 2003, or what year was that, a former EFCC chairman at Muson Center displayed a list like this. I have names of 23 governors who we are going to prosecute. This is 2024. Nothing has happened.
Since 2000.
So, what? I'm not excited by it. In fact, if not because we are going to discuss it here, when I saw the news item, I didn't read it. I'm telling you the fact. But because we are going to discuss it, I need to educate myself. That's why I read it.
Because
it doesn't excite me at all.
Since 2002, when the EFCC was created, they've prosecuted former governors. Now, in its 21-year history, they've not prosecuted up to not up to 10.
No, they prosecuted more than 10. You will say they've not secured conviction.
Secured conviction, rather. I apologize.
So
now, do you think, should we expect something different?
You know, it's an hypothetical question. You may say they've been able to jail some former governors. They jailed Darie, they jailed Jolly Nyame. They jailed Bala, who was acting governor of Dama State. No? So,
and then my senior, Farouk.
Which Farouk?
My senior in the university, Farouk Lawal, the House of Reps.
We're talking about former governors.
Former governors. Farouk was a sting operation.
Well, at least.
So, I expect to see more Nigerian leaders in jail.
In all honesty,
see many of them in jail. And I'm happy that Okowa went to the place, went to their office, and they detained him. That was what they didn't do in the case of
Yaya Bello.
And when we told them that they were wrong, that the man that you
advertised,
you told the Interpol to help you get hold of him,
the man
that you told every Nigerian that wherever they see him, they should tell you, he came
to your office
with his own legs to your office, and you allowed him
pictures and everything.
Within the 4 walls. Some said, oh, he was in the car park. Wherever he was.
Wherever.
But he has entered the 4 walls of your
place. Why don't you lock the gate?
About? You think that is an alibi? He doesn't have to enter inside the office of your chairman before you can get hold of him. He entered your premises.
Someone who's declared wanted.
Lock the gate
you reported him to Interpol. Interpol. And then he came. That is like it's like putting something on a platter of gold for you.
Is what the Yoruba will call Ajato Wole Ekun. I mean, a dog that entered the tiger's den, and then you allowed him to go away.
After you allowed him to go away, then you now had an afterthought, and you then went. You wanted to now pick him in his house. When we told them that they were wrong, some people were saying, oh, Jide is supporting Yabelo. Okay, that means if I say slaughter him, you will still see I'm supporting him. Oh, he gave his father first class. I don't understand. What is wrong in my suggestion that you should have detained him? When Fayose was led to the EFCC under a different leadership, it led to EFCC by use of Wiki. Did he go back home? We are historians now. We juggle events. We place events side by side. Why didn't he go back home then? The moment he came in, they put him in a detention facility. You allowed Yabelo to get away. You now wanted to catch him in the dead of night after he left your premises.
He brought daylight.
So the thing is, just as he said, usually what we see arraignment. After arraignment, we don't hear anything.
Anything again.
The first generation of governors, the class of 2007, that President Tinubu was part of, 2007, how many of them are in jail? And immediately they left office, if you see the rate at which they arrested them, people like Saminu Turaki, who was the youngest then, the governor of Jigawa State, they grabbed them. We just see some drama, we see arraignment after the arraignment. And many times, even when the suspect is able to hire the best lawyers, they will is
this a matter of corruption fighting?
Look at this man was even fighting, he was even boasting. What's his name?
What was that?
It was Ekome. He said the FCC. You know how many times I've defeated them? Started counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Now, how can we strengthen the EFCC?
The
Is it to get better lawyers, prosecutors?
That's the law that gives it that strength.
Let me go back to
ready to use
what the current chairman said.
Okay.
He's the one who said it, or it's not Jide putting it in.
Exactly.
He said their own prosecutors, they work for...
Sometimes they work against...
Yes. If you leave this meeting, Google it, you will see.
Yeah, I remember.
He was expressing frustration.
So
people are supposed to work towards the conviction. Because prosecution is like building a house.
Yes.
If the foundation is faulty, the house will give way.
Collapse.
The house will give way. It's as simple as that. So if the person leading the prosecution is already compromised or has made up his mind to work for the enemy, in this case, the accused person. How are you going to secure conviction?
Leaving holes in the matter.
Deliberately leaving holes. So where an EFCC chairman says that, this is what, and he had been in the EFCC before they made him chairman. Where an EFCC chairman says that, are you now surprised that rather than secure consistent conviction, most of the time what we just see is arraignment.
And that's all.
And after arraignment, it fizzles out. Nobody talks about it anymore. There are people, I know 2 ex-ministers who are parading the streets now. If we fear God, they should not be parading the streets free. Oh. They know themselves. They are watching. If they didn't watch me today, somebody will tell them that, are you sure it's not you that Jide is referring to?
And then
they know. They know. Because the Nigerian politician is the most delusional of people that I've ever encountered. He knows in his heart that he's a thief, a common thief. He knows he deserves to be in jail. But he's happy to be walking around, even enjoys freedoms that you and I don't enjoy. And it's worse than a common criminal.
Wow.
And he's walking the streets. People we were talking about some contracts the other day here. You go and pay,
EFCC,
you go and pay more than 80% to upfront and no building standing. And you think our country will make progress. How do we make progress? When people have made up their mind from the word go, this contract, we don't want to build, we want to steal the money. So there's a lot of work. The cleansing has to start from
it, exactly.
In-house.
When they do their own internal cleansing and they deal with the black legs that are sabotaging the decent people who are in the
who are working there.
Because I think there are decent people there. I believe so.
That is the problem.
Friends there. I have friends. I know people who are
working there that are...
When they've done that, then we can begin to see the EFCC of our dream. The EFCC that once they
grab you,
you know that it's a prima facie case they have against you. You are not going to survive. Look at what happened with Ibori. Ibori, that escaped justice here. Yeah. No, it didn't escape prosecution. It escaped justice. Because they mean different things. It's not as if we didn't have... The people convicted him there used the same evidence provided from here. But the secure conviction here, we couldn't secure.
We couldn't.
And that says a lot.
We couldn't come. They jailed his lawyer. They jailed his wife. They jailed many of the aides around him. They all ended up in jail. Some of them are not even Nigerians, but they were close to him. They did, the London Metropolitan Police did a fantastic job. They didn't even waste the time of the court because of the weight of evidence. Come on, what are we talking about?
What is it?
They didn't waste the time of the court.
So the EFCC needs to examine itself.
They need to
examine it. The EFCC
must do diligent prosecution.
Exactly.
Although you can argue that, okay, the judiciary too has a hand.
Exactly. We can't take that out.
The judiciary also will work with whatever they provide.
Yes. If you do not provide evidence.
If there is iron cast evidence, there's nothing the judiciary, even if the judiciary goes against it, everybody will know that.
Exactly.
Even on appeal, you may succeed.
Exactly.
Even the few convictions that they have of politically exposed persons that they have, is this still not the same?
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much, gentlemen. How time flies when we talk Nigeria. Thank you so much. Olayinka Oyebile, appreciate you as always. Thank you very much. BKO, thank you very much for having this conversation. Time always flies, exactly.